Hey, what's up everyone? John the Geek here, and what you are looking at is a jig. And so what this is that it's a device that's going to allow me to enter into download mode on this Samsung Fascinate as well as other devices, Android devices. But basically this Samsung Fascinate is bricked, and it got messed up during an update, an over-the-air update. There was a glitch in the matrix somewhere and it effed up, and I could not get into download mode. Typically you would just hold down, you plug in the power while holding the volume down button, and it would enter into download mode. But this one doesn't want to do anything. It's non-responsive, does not want to even power on anymore. So what this device allows you to do is it allows you to manually go into download mode so that you can reflash the ROM and whatnot, and I'll show you how to do that on this Samsung Captivate also after I plug this in. So the procedures are, let me talk about a little bit about the jig, I guess. Now this particular one, this breakout board, I bought off of Spark Fun Electronics. You don't have to necessarily use that. You could DIY your own jig by breaking this open. You have to cut this, but you have to be very careful not to break the soldering and whatnot that's in there. I didn't want to do that because I don't know how good my skills are, and I don't want to be going through, although these are very cheap. These are like $1 nowadays that you can get, and you can't just cut the cables to solder the transistor on. You actually have to solder it onto the board that's built into here. That's why I went ahead and bought this. This was like $4 plus shipping. It was another $4. It came out to $8 plus the transistor pack of 5 from DigiKey was like less than $1, so that was fine. It was like $3. So altogether this was like around $10, maybe even less, I think. But anyways, the two points that you gotta solder this into is the ground and the ID, right? So I just went ahead and soldered that. It was really easy. I went ahead and I wish I made a video on it, but I went ahead and used this little guy right here to hold all the stuff and solder it. So that was fairly easy. So I'm gonna just basically show you what it looks like when you get this thing working. Now I've pulled the battery, right, and you have to pull the battery for at least a good 5 to 10 minutes. So it's been sitting here batteryless, right? And when you plug this in, you got to make sure, you got to be very careful not to be touching the resistor, not to be touching this doohickey right here with the two wires coming out of it. Make sure you don't touch it. Your skin will act as a resistor and will add more resistance to this 301K resistor. So try not to touch it, just hold it by the sides here and plug it in. And so I'm gonna go ahead and try to plug this in. Sorry if I mess up the camera angles, but basically once you plug this in, I'm sorry, forgot to put in the battery. Alright, so we got the battery in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, making sure that try to get this on camera. Sorry about that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and plug this in. And with that plugged in, there you go. You have the download mode, right? So now that you have that in download mode, you can now unplug this jig, and then we're going to go ahead and plug in the USB cable that's connected to the computer right now, so I could do some reflashing of the stock ROM. And basically make sure that you have this plugged in straight into the back of the computer. The front ports and hubs sometimes don't work well. You need full power and you need full data connectivity. So plug this into the actual USB port on your computer. Sometimes, in some very rare cases, even the USB port may not be compatible. So if you're plugging this stuff in and things aren't working, try to use another computer. Sometimes it comes down to USB drivers for the computer to in order for all of this to work properly when reflashing ROMs and recognizing computers. Or the devices. So now that's in download mode, I can go ahead and plug the power in, and now the computer recognized it, and I'll be showing you how to flash it using the Odin and stock ROM. Alright, so here we are at part 2. Now we're going to do some ROM flashing now that we got download mode ready. So what I'll be using is the Odin 3 version 1.7, and I'll just go ahead and start that up. Before you do though, make sure that you have the USB drivers installed. I've already got them installed, so I'm just going to skip that part. Right, so this eb01dxc.tar file is a specially cooked ROM. It's the stock ROM, fully stock ROM, that also has the rootedness in it. Actually, I think the root part is in this update file here, but something about these two that does some magic tricks. So I'm going to go ahead and start up Odin 3 version 1.7, and as you can see here, the yellow bar and the COM3 indicates that the phone is plugged in and it's recognized, which is great. Next I'm going to click on PDA, and then it's going to find look for a file, and in that Samsung Fascinate folder there's the eb01dxc.tar, so I'll click that, choose open, and then you're going to click on just leave everything, auto reboot, whatever, don't need to do anything else. Then go ahead and just click on start, and this process is going to take about 10 minutes, so I'll come back once that's done. So as you can see here, some of the magic that's happening on your phone, it's going to have a little bar running across too. So right now it's just starting everything up. Oh, I guess I should have told you this before. This update.zip file has to go onto the memory card. So get a memory card, get a memory card adapter, and plug it into your computer and copy this to the root of the memory card. Just erase everything on the memory card, don't have anything on there. Well, you don't have to erase everything, but you could just leave it as it is, I guess. But make sure that this update, this zip file is called update, right? No uppercase, nothing special. Just that file, just the way it is, just copy it to the root of the memory card. So get a memory card reader, get a micro SD card, whatever, and put it on the root of the memory card, and then plug it in the phone before you're doing all this. Sorry, I forgot to mention that before I hit the root stuff. Hopefully you're watching this video, you've watched this video at least once before actually trying it. So yeah, so we'll just wait, we'll come back in about 5 more minutes, and the phone will reboot itself, and the phone will be in, it will show the Verizon screen. It'll take a while for it to boot up. It'll take like a good 5 to 10 minutes to boot up. Don't worry, it's not going to happen all the time. It's just that first time it takes a really long time to boot up, and after that it'll be fine. It'll boot up normally. But once you boot up, you're actually going to have a rooted Fascinate. Not only did you fix the brick, but you actually also rooted the phone as well. Oh, and one more thing. This is going to say pass. And I've done it where one time I've gotten all the way to the very end, almost all the way to the very end. It was doing one last thing, and then it said failed. But I restarted it and it went through just fine. I don't know why it said failed, but I started it up and everything was fine. But I just did it again just because I was paranoid, and when I did it the second time, it worked all of a sudden. I don't know what the deal that was, but that's what ended up happening. Alright, so we'll be back. Alright everyone, well there you have it. This is a freshly reflashed Samsung Fascinate. And now a couple of things I wanted to say. One, or show you, is that it's rooted, as you can see there, by a super user, which is great. I don't suggest this is the method you use for rooting your phone. There's plenty other methods, but like I said earlier, this is taking a completely bricked phone. It works, you know, hardware wise, everything works fine, but the software and the firmware was completely bricked, unrecoverable, and you couldn't even press buttons. But thanks to this nifty little jig here, I was able to get into the download mode. So this particular method, although it was for the Samsung Fascinate, I believe that it does work for many other phones, just about any Android phone. But keep in mind, those files that I was using, the Samsung ROM for the Fascinate and the update.zip file, do not use that for any other phones. I can't stress that enough. Do not use that for any other phones. That's just for the Samsung Fascinate, particularly the the US model or whatever. I'm out here in California. Those two files right there, don't use those files for any other phone. The Odin program, you can use that, but try to find the right tar file or the right ROM and the right update.zip file for your particular phone, or if you just want to use another ROM. But remember, also doing this method, you will lose everything, all your settings. That's why I suggest saving as much as you can to an external card, taking that external card out. But all your applications, you're going to have to download again. Any email messages, everything that was stored on the phone beforehand, you will lose. It will be gone, completely gone, because this is just a fresh, clean, new ROM. There are other ROMs too for this particular Samsung Fascinate where they taken a lot of stuff out. There's like 3 different ones where it's from stock, but they've removed stuff. There's one called the super clean one where I assume they took out all the bloatware and whatnot that's in this phone. I went with the stock because this isn't my phone. This is somebody else's phone that it was bricked due to the faulty over-the-air update. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps everyone. Johnny the Geek out. Peace!